I'm telling you, we have easily a half dozen guys on SmackDown alone who have never been world champions that, given the right opportunity, who I think would make very good world champions.
Now, it is well documented that splitting up the New Day was not something that really any of you ever wanted. And but since then you've enjoyed this successful solo run for several months now. What's one of the biggest things that you've learned about yourself over this time?
There's nothing new that I didn't know about myself, but one of the things that I really enjoyed is being able to show an intensity. I love being able to make people laugh and entertain people, and I want to get back to that as soon as possible. But for a long time, I've just kind of wanted to show this layer that I had, and to be able to show people, like, man, if you cross me, if you go to a certain point with me, you're going to see a wrath and an anger that you didn't anticipate. And that's what I'm enjoying, like, in the last, couple months, is getting to show that and getting to show people, like, if you want to see someone who values a title and wants to elevate this title and wants to show you that he can be the best Intercontinental Championship you've seen in a long time, like, that's my goal, and that's what I want to show people too. And so that's the one thing that I knew that about myself. I knew I had that in me, but to be able to show more of that is something that I really enjoyed.
Now, I read an interview you did a couple weeks back, and you were talking about wanting Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38 for the Universal Championship. Like, that's the end game. That's what you're looking toward next year. But, and this might be the hardest question I ask you, maybe it won't be. If WWE approached you with the opportunity at WrestleMania 38 to wrestle Roman Reigns or to wrestle Goldberg, who would you choose?
Ooh, man, that's a great question. Well, the titles they hold, that would make a big difference, being Universal Champion. But if you're saying take both and put them in a vacuum and say neither of them have titles or both of them have titles, man, that's a hard one to say, because I think Roman Reigns is he's the top of the heap in our industry right now. But if you want to talk about full circle, the whole meaty men, bumping meat, all that nonsense that people seem to enjoy, that was because of Goldberg. I met Goldberg when I was a kid. This is the late 90s at a signing at some store or something in Tampa, and I still remember that. And I wish I had a picture of it, but I still have the autograph. It's up in in the second floor of my house somewhere. But yeah, so I think just for full circle, man, just thinking back to me as a kid and just being amazed by Goldberg, my favorite wrestler ever, it's hard. I don't think I could pick against Goldberg. If everything's in a vacuum and, everything, the same things that are on the line for Roman are on the line for Goldberg, I got to go Goldberg.
Well, I really do hope you get that opportunity one day, because I think that would be amazing. And yeah, ever since, you brought it up on the podcast that one day, I think we all want to see that meat bumping for sure.
I appreciate it.
Your IC title run, and we talked about this a little bit, is taking you into programs with two guys who have undergone some drastic character changes in recent months. Sami Zayn, now Apollo Crews. All of a sudden, it's like your Bray Wyatt. You face people, and they just completely change. But not to look past Apollo on Sunday, who are some of the other guys on the SmackDown roster you're looking forward to mixing it up with this year?
Man, that's a great question, man. We got a lot of talent. Even if you look at guys who are kind of being underutilized right now, man, Buddy Murphy, that's a dude who's extremely talented. Man, also, I think I've tagged with Rey Mysterio, but Rey is a legend. And again, I don't want to age him, but a guy that I love watching as a kid. So to have opportunities to be in the ring with Rey and to have title matches with Rey, those are things that I'd be, that would be huge for me. You look at a guy like Chad Gable, who is immensely talented. That might be the most underrated wrestler in the world right now. I'd say, Xavier Woods, my man, Xavier Woods up there too. But man, Gable is incredible, and he's a guy who just needs that right opportunity and that right look to really show what he can do. But man, I look at our roster and I see a ton of talent. Even it's wild to think that we have so much talent that you have a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura who is kind of just without a match at WrestleMania.
I know,
a guy that talented, a guy who is a surefire Hall of Famer with everything he's done in his career. You look at Cesaro, Seth Rollins. I'm telling you, we have easily a half dozen guys on SmackDown alone who have never been world champions that, given the right opportunity, who I think would make very good world champions. And I think we're really loaded. And there's just so many guys that I would love to be in the ring with and to have bangers and matches with.
You're not going to get an argument from me at all from anything you just said. I wholeheartedly 100% agree with you. Now, this next question is kind of out of the box a little bit. I do live in Cincinnati. I've lived in Cincinnati my whole life. What are the odds you're going to make it up to the Queen City this year to catch your friend and former teammate Mike Daniels dominating the trenches for my Bengals?
Yeah, man, that's my guy. I need to at some point. I've barely left the state of Florida in the last year because of all the shows have been here. Right. But I would love to, man. That's my guy. Mike, I'm actually sitting next to the Sports Illustrated cover he sent and signed for me. He was on the cover of SI when he was with the Packers. But now that he's with the Bengals, man, I'm so proud of him and the man he is and the player he is. He was the guy who came in, I think it was like 2 or 3 star at Iowa, not a big recruit, not very big. He's like around 6 feet tall. I think when he got to Iowa, he might have been like 240, 250. And to see him blossom and just work immensely hard, I can't tell you how proud I am of that dude. And his heart has never changed, man. Since I knew him when he was just 18, 19 years old to now, like he's such a solid, good man, a family man. And yes, so all that being said, I need to get to Cincinnati and watch him play. That's my guy.
Just my opinion, too. I think he's got the swag and personality that would fit well in WWE. Like, I would love to see him take that Pat McAfee career path one day and show up in WWE. Yeah. I think he's got it, man, for sure.
Man, he's a star. He's an entertainer. He's a guy who gets it. He's this big, massive, intimidating-looking dude, but he's really a goof. He loves anime, video games. He's a big goofball, and he's definitely an entertainer. So I don't know what his next step will be post-football, but I'm sure he'll kill it. And definitely, man, I'd love to do something with him in WWE too.
All right, final question for you. I'm sure many people know about the Heroes Rock project that you're working on right now. You're in the final stretch of trying to hit your fundraising goals. I did want to give you a little bit of time to promote the heck out of this really cool thing that you're putting together and see if we can't help you out there.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, it's ourheroesrock.org. We have 5 days left in our Kickstarter. And essentially what we're doing is we're telling the story of Ruby Bridges, who was a 6-year-old black girl in 1960 who integrated in an all-white school in New Orleans. And I think her story is so beautiful and so profound. But we're using hip-hop. We've got Rhapsody, who's a 2-time Grammy nominee. She's incredible. Eric, the architect, who is one of my favorite producers on the planet. He's on the project as well. But it's essentially, it's like the spiritual successor of Schoolhouse Rock, but for important black figures, And I think a lot of people reached out to me after George Floyd, and they wanted to learn more, and I also needed to learn more myself. But I think education and teaching our history and telling them in a way that's palatable and fun for kids is something that's really important. So, we're so excited about making this animated film. It's me, Jonathan Davenport, and Andreas Hale, and we're all friends, but we're all, like, those two are so extremely talented and passionate about this. For us, it's not, we're not doing this to make money. We're going to release this film for free, and we're just asking people to back our project so we can tell this story in the best way. But yes, it's ourheroesrock.org. We have 5 days left in our Kickstarter, and we're so excited to make this animated short film.
Good stuff. I wish you all the best. Good luck at WrestleMania this weekend. I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to the first live event in over a year, and I'm looking forward to the Nigerian drum match, whatever the hell it is.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right, Biggie. Take care, man. Appreciate it.